All right, let's kick things off by looking at a brand new project that just popped up on GitHub. Now, on the surface, it's just some files and folders, right? But what if I told you that a few lines of code could actually tell a much, much bigger story? Let's dive in and see what's going on.
So when you look at this, what do you really see? Is it just a random collection of files in a repository? Or could this be the first chapter of a story about technology, education, and even empowerment? I think you know where I'm going with this.
Okay, so let's get the basic details down. The project is called StudyWithHer. The creator is Youth InnoLab, and the status, initial commit. Now, for anyone who's not a developer, that basically means this is day one. This is ground zero, the very first digital brick being laid to turn an idea into something real.
To really get what this project is all about, we have to look past the code itself and ask that all-important question, why? What's the problem that made someone say, hey, we need to build this?
And this right here. This quote gets to the absolute heart of it. This isn't about fixing a technical bug, it's about tackling a very human problem. It's about that feeling of being overwhelmed, or maybe feeling like you don't belong when it comes to science, technology, engineering, and math. And here are the specific hurdles they're looking at. I mean, think about the old school learning materials, right? You've got these dense, complicated textbooks, displays that aren't high contrast, and formats that can be a real struggle if you have dyslexia or any visual impairments. These are real barriers.
Okay, so that's the problem. A pretty big one. So what's the solution they've come up with? Let's get into the what and see how this project is actually planning to tackle all those challenges. In a nutshell, StudyWithHer is an AI-powered study buddy, and the goal is really straightforward. Make learning STEM easier, and just as importantly, help build confidence for the young women getting into these fields.
So how does it actually do that? Well, the whole approach is broken down into 3 really smart steps. First, it takes those super tough concepts and simplifies them. Second, it explains everything one piece at a time, step by step. And third, and this is a huge one, it actually provides encouragement along the way. You know, just like a great tutor would.
So, we've got the why and the what. Now for the fun part, let's dig into the how, the actual features, and the whole vibe the developers are going for with this app.
The whole experience is really built on 2 main pillars. On one side, you've got this AI chat, which is a super casual way to ask questions and get help whenever you're stuck. And on the other side, you have a STEM dashboard, which is kind of your home base for organizing all your topics and tracking your progress.
And the look and feel, that's just as important. This is not going to be some sterile, boring, academic-looking thing. The goal is a design that feels vibrant, modern, and genuinely empowering. They're using a palette of deep purples, electric pinks, and cyan to create a really energizing vibe. Okay, so now we get the vision, right? It's pretty cool. Let's circle all the way back to where we started, that GitHub repository. How is this awesome concept actually being turned into code?
If we peek under the hood, we can see the foundation. It is overwhelmingly built with TypeScript, almost 90%. That's basically a more modern, robust version of JavaScript. The rest is just some CSS to make it all look pretty and a tiny bit of standard JavaScript.
And the tools they're using are part of a really modern tech stack. We're talking Next.js for the main framework, Vercel for getting it live on the web, and Tailwind CSS to build out that vibrant UI we were just talking about. This shows they're serious about building this the right way. So let's zoom out one last time. When you put the problem, the solution, and all this technology together, what's the big idea that's really driving a project like StudyWithHer? At its heart, the mission is both incredibly simple and super ambitious. It's about breaking down barriers. It's about making STEM education not just available, but truly accessible, supportive, and empowering for absolutely everyone, especially those who have felt left out in the past.
And all of this leaves us with a final, really important question. Today, this project is just a single commit on GitHub, but it represents a much bigger trend, doesn't it? Could personalized AI companions just like this one actually help close the gender gap in science and tech? Now, that is a future worth building.